Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Yesterday we talked about determiners and there we discussed about articles, demonstratives, possessives, numerals and interrogative determiners. Today, inshallah Rahman, we will discuss about quantifiers and distributives. First of all, we will talk about distributives. My dear students, distributive determiners refer to a group of people or things and to the individual member of the group, or in simple words, we can say that distributives express how something is distributed, shared, or divided. For example, all, both, half, either, neither, each, and every. Now, I will tell you examples and also I will tell you where we can use these distributive determiners. First of all, let's talk about each and every. As far as each and every are concerned, they are used to talk about the members of a group as individuals. These distributives can be used with countable nouns. First of all, my dear students, I will tell you here that what are countable nouns. Actually, countable nouns are individual people, animals, places, things, or ideas which can be counted. These countable nouns can either be singular or plural. In singular, I will give an example: pen, book, and in plural countable nouns, I will give you examples: pens, books, copies, etc. So here is an example. Each child was given a gift. Here each has been used with countable nouns. Okay, every child was given a gift. Every has been used with countable nouns. Okay. Now I will tell you about the use of both. It's used to talk about pairs of people or things. For example, both boys are ready to play the cricket. So both is here used to talk about pairs of people, both boys. Okay. Now either means in Urdu its meaning is koi bhi. It's actually it talks about possible choices between two people or things. When there are two choices and we have to select one, there we can use either. For example, it's used to talk about possible choices between two people or between two things. For example, either boy is ready to play the cricket. Very nice. Then neither means कोई भी नहीं. Neither boy is ready to play the cricket. Then we will talk about half. Where it is used. It is used to talk about a divided group. This is very easy. Half can be used with noun as preceded, but one thing you have to keep in mind that when you use this determiner half, it's always preceded by this the, a, an, a demonstrative or a possessive adjective. We already have talked about demonstratives like this, that, these, those. These are demonstrative determiners. Okay. We also talked about possessive adjectives, or these are also called possessives. For example, my, his, her, its, our. So here I told you that half can be used with nouns preceded by a, an, a demonstrative or a possessive adjective. For example, half the boys have already left. Here, my dear students, half, it is this followed by they. Okay, you wasted half your money. Here it's followed by possessive. Very good. She found half these frogs in the river. Here half is followed by demonstrative, these. Okay, because I told you the examples of demonstrative: this, that, these, and those. This was all about half. Now I will tell you that where all is used. Look here, my dear students. All, it's used to talk about the whole group. For example, all students deserve the help they need. I like all cats. All the people in the room were silent. So all is used to talk about the whole group. Okay. Now here I will tell you a difference between this distributive determiner and distributive pronoun, so that you will not be confused about between these two, distributive determiner and distributive pronoun. You know that about the determiner. As far as the determiner is concerned, it's actually placed in front of a noun. So this is distributive determiner. Now I will tell you some differences between these two. As far as distributive determiner is concerned, I told you that it refers to a group of people or things and individual member of the groups, but distributive pronouns refer to the persons or things one at a time. So it refers to a group of people or things and to the individual members of the group, and it refers one at a time. This is one difference. For example, each, either, and neither. And there are also the examples are same: each, either, neither. But one thing you have to remember that, my dear students, distributive pronouns are used with plural noun and singular verb. Plural noun and singular verb. Here I will give an example to make you this point clear, how it is used with plural noun and singular verb. Each of the children was given a gift. Here children, this is a plural noun. Was, this is a singular verb. So distributive pronouns are used with plural noun and singular verb. This was all about distributives. Now my dear students, we will discuss about quantifiers. What are quantifiers? Here, my dear students, quantifiers, they are used to modify a noun. What do they indicate? They indicate the quantity. So they are used to modify a noun to indicate its quantity. It tells us how many or how much. This is very easy. For example, any, money, much, some, a few, a lot of, lots of, little, a little, enough. These are all quantifiers and they indicate the quantity, and they are used to modify a noun to indicate its quantity. My dear student, there are some rules of quantifiers. Some are used only with countable nouns. I already told you that what are countable nouns. And some are used with uncountable nouns, while others can be used with either of them. दोनों के साथ भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. ओके, यहाँ पे countable noun, I told you that countable nouns are individual people, animals, places, things or ideas which can be counted. They can either be singular or plural. Singular key example: singular countable noun, pen, book, and table. Plural countable noun, pens, books, and tables. As far as uncountable nouns are concerned, they are not individual objects, so they cannot be counted. For example, rice, sugar, salt. Now here, my dear students, I told you that there are few some rules for quantifiers. Some are used with countable nouns, some are used with uncountable nouns, while others can be used with either of them, countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns, for example, many, a few and few, several, a number of, a majority of, these are used with countable nouns. You have to remember this important thing. And less, little, a little, much, a large amount of, these are used with uncountable nouns. And some, any, enough, a lot of, or lots of, these can be used with either of them, countable and uncountable nouns. Dear students, now I will tell you where these quantifiers can be used, some important uses of these quantifiers where we can use them. For example, let's talk one by one. Many. Many is used with plural countable nouns. Very easy. For example, how many books do you need? So here it's used with plural countable noun. I have many books. There are not many books left. Okay, this was all about many. Now, a few or few. A few or few is used with plural countable nouns. Okay, a few means not many but enough, more than two. Now there is a difference between this a few and few. There is a small little bit difference between a few and few. Dear students, a few means not many but enough, more than two. It gives us a positive feeling, but few, it gives us a negative feeling. It means not enough. Okay, a few means not many but enough. It gives us a positive thought, it gives us a positive meaning. But few, it gives us a negative feeling, because it means not enough. This means enough, this means not enough. So there is a difference between a few and few. You have to remember this difference. And as far as these two are concerned, these are used with plural countable nouns. I will give some examples. There are a few books on the table. A few girls are going to the market. This gives us a positive feeling. This means they are enough. They are enough. Girls, these are enough. Books are enough. More than two. More than two. Okay. There are few books. Look here, my dear students. There are few books on the table. Few girls are going to the market. It gives us a negative feeling. This means they are not enough. Okay. This was all about few and a few. Now let's move towards several. Several is used with plural countable nouns. Several players were playing football. Several students were injured. So several is used with plural countable nouns. Here players, this is a plural countable noun. Students, this is a plural countable noun. Okay. Now another and number of. It's used with plural countable noun. This also used with a plural countable noun. And number of students. Students here is a plural countable noun. Have passed the exam. Okay, now another a majority of. It's used with plural countable nouns. Example, a majority of students have passed the exam. Here student, this is plural countable noun. So a majority of students have passed the exam. Less. It's used with uncountable nouns. I has less money. I have less money. I have less money. She spent less time. So these are used with uncountable. Here money, this is uncountable noun. Time, this is uncountable noun. So less is used with uncountable nouns. Another, here my dear students, little a little. My dear students, just a few and a few. There was a difference between few and a few. Same is the difference between little a little. Okay, little gives us a negative feeling and a little gives us a positive feeling. A little means enough, little means not enough. Okay, these are used with uncountable nouns. Okay, a little means not many but enough. It gives us a positive feeling. Little means not enough, it gives us a negative feeling. For example, she had a little time to finish this task. This gives us a positive feeling. This means she had a time, she had enough time to finish the task. She had little time. She had little time, it gives us a negative feeling. This means she had not enough time. Okay, this was all about little and a little, and the difference is same as the difference was between few and a few. Then much. Much, it's used with uncountable nouns. How much rice do you want? It's used with uncountable nouns. Rice is uncountable noun. She has much time. This is uncountable noun. She does not have much time. This is uncountable noun. Sorry, this is uncountable noun. Time is uncountable noun. Much is used before this uncountable noun. So it is a quantifier. Okay. A large amount of. A large amount of. It's used with uncountable nouns. For example, I received a large amount of feedback. This is uncountable noun. So a large amount of is used with uncountable nouns. This was about this a large amount of. Then we will move towards some. It's used with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns, because I told you earlier that some quantifiers are used with either of them, countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So some, it's used with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. I will give you examples. I have some fruits. Some apples are on the table. So these are countable nouns. Fruits, apples, these are countable nouns, and these give us the positive. These are actually positive sentences. Then another example, will you give me some water? So some is also used for asking questions. Would you like some water? For offering something also some is used. Okay, will you give me some water? Will you give me some water? This is used for asking something. And for offering something, some is used. Would you like some water? Then for suggesting something, some is used. Why don't you give her some advice? Why don't you give her some advice? So it is some is used here for suggesting something. So this is very important. It is used with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. I told you the important examples here. For example, I have some fruits, some apples are on the table. Here these are used. Some is used with countable nouns. Or I also told you that some is used for asking something, offering something, suggesting something. Okay, then any. Then any. Any means koi bhi. It's used with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So it's used with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Have you got any pens? It's a countable noun, pens. I have not got any pens. This is again countable noun, but it is used here in asking questions. It is used, have you got any pens? It is used in asking questions. I have not got any pens. This is a negative sentence. Do you have any information? I don't have any information here. It's any is used with uncountable nouns. Information. यहाँ पे भी आप देख सकते हो. It is used in asking questions. Do you have any information? It's here it is used with negative sentences. I don't have any information. Uncountable nouns here. Information. So in short, any is used with negative sentences and it is used in asking questions. Now let's move towards another. Enough. My dear students, it is used with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. For example, I have enough fruits. Do you have enough apples? Yeah, यहाँ पे भी these are used with plural countable nouns. Enough is used with plural countable nouns. Here it gives a I have enough fruits. It is a positive sentence. Do you have enough apples? This is a question. So enough is used to ask question here. It's used with plural countable nouns. It's used with here plural countable nouns. Another example. I don't have enough sugar. Have you got enough money for the tickets? Here, I don't have enough sugar. This is a negative sentence. Here, enough is used in negative sentence. Okay. Have you got enough money for the tickets? Here, it is also used in asking the questions. Enough is used in asking the questions, but used with uncountable nouns. Sugar is uncountable noun and money is uncountable noun. My dear students, in simple words, enough is used with positive sentences, negative sentences, and in asking questions. So the last one is a lot of, lots of. This means bahut. It is used with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. For example, there are a lot of computers. There are lots of computers. These are countable nouns, computers, and these sentences are positive sentences. And here these are used with plural countable nouns. Okay. Then there is a lot of water, positive sentences. There is a lot of, it is so or lots of is used in positive sentences. There is lots of water. This is also a positive sentence. My dear students, here one thing you have to remember, just there was a difference between a few and a few, but there is no difference between a lot of and lots of. There is no difference between a lot of and lots of. They are one and the same thing. So here you have to remember one important thing, that a lot of and lots of are used with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Here are examples like there are a lot of computers, there are lots of computers. There is no difference between a lot of and lots of, just there was a difference between a little and little, a few and few, but there is no difference between a lot of and lots of. So my dear students, it is used here with countable nouns. Not only this, a lot of is used in positive sentences. This is also used in positive sentences, and you have to remember one thing, that there is no difference between a lot of and lots of. Thank you, my dear students. This was all about determiners, and inshallah rahman, I hope that all the students have understood it well. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.